in the springtime.
Hello everyone! I suppose this week I actually have something to tell because, as I'm sure most of you know, I was in Paris for 3 days this week. I took the Thalys, which is a really fast train that goes from Cologne to Paris, the two most important cities in Europe. Mainland, I guess London is important, but anyway. So, I took the Thalys to Paris, and my friend came and picked me up, and I was really excited, and we went to her little one-room apartment, and we put my stuff down, and I looked around, and we were gonna go shopping or something. I don't even remember what we were going to do. Anyway, we were gonna leave, which we did. We walked out of the door, and diligent as I am and concerned about safety, I pulled the door shut, and at that moment, my friend turned around and went, "Shit, I forgot the key!" And so we were locked out. That was fun. So we tried pushing it open, and it didn't work. So we asked the neighbor if he knew the number of the landlord or something, but he just basically laughed at us and said, these are all bought apartments. There is no landlord, so you're gonna have to call what do you call it? People to come and open the door, like a key service. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, you get the picture. And but that would have cost 140 euros, which is kind of a lot of money. So we went upstairs, all the way upstairs, because they're building on at the house, and there were some construction workers, and I asked them if they maybe had a possibility to open the door, and they spent probably a good hour tugging at that door, and they cut open a plastic bottle and used the plastic to try to go in the crack and push the knobs in so that they could open the door, but to no avail. We didn't get the door open that way. So my friend, because she's a model, she was supposed to go to her agency that afternoon with her model book and decent clothing, and all of those were in the room. And now I can understand how upsetting that was because, when I got locked out of my room, which was not my fault, on the day of the concert, I was kind of anxious, to say the least. So eventually we reached somebody at the agency, and they knew the guy to whom the apartment belonged, and so we ended up calling him and getting the key from him because he had a spare key. But it was just a real hassle, and we ended up running around Paris all day trying to get the stupid key. So that was fun, but we eventually got back in, so everything turned out okay, and then we didn't lock ourselves out for the rest of the stay, which was good. The second day, we met with one of my really close friends. You've probably heard about him a great deal. I refer to him as my oppa. He's ethnically Korean, but he was adopted into a Swiss, French, Italian family. I found out he has all 3 passports. How awesome is that? He offered to marry me. And so we met with him in this Korean restaurant, and we had a really good time because I hadn't seen him in 1.5 years, and he's just the kind of person where it's you've never been apart. It just always feels as if you're meant to hang out together, and even if you don't see each other for a really long time, it's just kind of it just feels normal to be together. And so we had a really good time, and he's so embarrassing. He asked my friend, all the white friends and all the Asian friends I have, he has to ask my one black friend. We were speaking in German, and he's not native at German, and he looked at her and said, "Aus welchem Stamm kommst du denn?" Which literally means, "What tribe are you from?" And now she's about to get upset about it, And I know he can't possibly mean what he just said because I know him and he would never say that. So I looked at him and I was like, wait. What were you trying to say? And he looks at me and he says, oh, I was trying to ask her where she's from, which is, woher stammst du? So I can see why he got confused, but it was just a bad mistake to make. So that was really funny. And then we had this little Korean waitress who kept asking us, is everything okay? Do you want anything else? Everything good? And that kind of like, everything went up at the end. And then Nicolas looked at her and went, oui? I don't know why it's ringing at the door. We have a package! You are witness to this. I got my package from Yonsei, which I will open later because I love you so much. Anyway, where was I? Yes, so the lady was always going like, oui, c'est tout bon? And then Nicolas looked at her and said, oui? And it was so awkward because Alina and I started laughing. It was just, I'm sorry, you can't not laugh. We were trying to be subtle about it, but we were sitting there going like... And the waitress obviously felt kind of insulted, and I felt really bad, and then he felt really bad too, and it was just really awkward. Anyway, we had a good time. Then, the third day and last day, so I went from Wednesday to Friday, and then on Friday, it was really hot, and we didn't feel like doing any sightseeing, so we just decided to go to the movies. And we saw The Hangover 2, which is a funny movie, although I have to say that I am kind of against the concept of the Hangover movies because it kind of makes things... I don't know, it's a serious topic. You blow your brains out with some sort of drugs and then you wake up the next day and have no idea what happened, and then everybody thinks it's funny. I don't know. It's kind of encouraging, in my opinion, and I don't think it's good. Anyway, funny movie still. And then Alina said she'd wait outside for me after the movie, and then I followed the signs that said exit, and I ended up between two sets of doors, and I couldn't go back through the doors that I had come through. And this was obviously not the correct exit. This was obviously like a service exit or something. And I was like, okay, I kind of pushed the doors, but that didn't work. So I went through the next set of doors, and then I was again between two sets of doors, and again I couldn't go back through the doors that I had come from. And I was like, shit. What am I gonna do? If I call, nobody's gonna hear me. I didn't even have, like, service, like cell phone service. But luckily, the third set of doors was also open, and so I could go, like, I kept going, like, and then I could go out. So I ended up on a street that I didn't know in the middle of Paris, which was good, but I figured I can't be too far from the movie theater, because, you know, that's where I just came out of, but this was obviously the back exit that they used to throw out garbage and stuff. I don't know how I ended up there. Anyway, so I made my way around to the front again, and I found Alina, and everything turned out fine. And then on the weekend, so Saturday, we borrowed my mom's friend's car, and I drove us to Bochum, which is the city where my father lives, and also where my sister lives. And, I'll let you guess whom we went to visit. Of course, my sister. So we went to visit my sister, and that was really nice because I hadn't seen them in a while. And my niece was there. I hadn't seen her in 3 years approximately, and she has changed so much. Oh, and my sister's an artist. She's a painter. Again, I don't know if you knew this, but we bought some of her paintings, and I will show you. Okay, so this is a whole series, and when I hang them up, I'm gonna make them crooked on the wall. And it's this fat man. To me, he's obviously Asian, although he wasn't meant to be Asian. Oh, they're not in the right order. But anyway. Aren't they cool? I love them. They're so awesome. Yeah. And I think there we go. We're at the beginning again. So I'm very excited about these. And I got them for 150 euros, family price. And I think they're adorable, and I love them, and I'm very excited to hang them up. I will show you once they are hung up. Other than that, I don't have a lot to tell. I guess that was enough, wasn't it? Okay, I am going to open my Korea packet now. And I hope you guys are all doing well. I look forward to hearing from you, and I love you. Bye-bye.
I love Paris every moment, every moment of the year. I love Paris. Why, oh, why do I love Paris? Because my love is here. She's there. She's everywhere, but she's really here.